Autobots, transform! I have summoned you here for a purpose.
Hello everybody, welcome to George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformer fan. I'm going to get right to it. In front of me is Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy Astrotrain. And he's in a big hefty box. He is listed as a leader class figure. And more importantly than that, he is priced at a leader class figure. And I will put that to the test in this video. You can see Astrotrain clearly in the window box. Turning to the side, here is his shuttle mode. Man, that thing is techied out on his Cybertronian shuttle mode. It's funny how on Cybertron, their space shuttle looks just like our space shuttle. Anyway, and I guess he's sort of got the little whole base thing laid out in front of you too as well. Some Cybertronian like plant life in the background or whatever. So yeah, spinning this guy around. Here is the product shot on the back of the box and the side of the box. So let's get Astrotrain open. One of my favorite characters. I like the toy. It wasn't one of my favorite toys, but I really like the toy. The G1 toy anyway. But I actually like this character much better than the toy. So here's Astrotrain out of this unusually large box, and look how much air they had to fill it with down here, and like place the weapons in here because, I mean, he's just a Voyager class figure to me. And I'm going to get into that as soon as I get Astrotrain. Alright, I think I got Astrotrain free. Look, there appears to be one more. And here's Astrotrain out of the package. Anyway, Astrotrain is packaged with a huge instruction book, and it is very thick. Put that away. He comes with this choking warning hazard thing right here. Tell you the toy is made in Vietnam. And his background, it has the secret hidden message, I'm assuming right here. Caminus is our word of the day. Can you see that? Am I getting that in? Table. See. So, alright, let's have a look at Astrotrain. The first thing I noticed is a ton of molded in detail all over the figure. From his arms, which really have a lot for arms. I'll paint right here. Molded in detail all the way down to his thighs. Wow, it's a lot. Then he has some molded in and painted detailing at his abdomen, where on the G1 these are stickers. Even on the side of the figure, molded in detail. He has a lot. And a lot of times I don't like it, but it's not so bad, I guess, because of the gray. It depends on what color the figure is. The really makes it look overdone. Anyway, and down on the bottom of his legs is that weathering effect that I'm not a fan of at all. So anyway, let's take a look at his face. Astrotrain has a silver face with red eyes, and you can hardly see his eyes. I'm trying to get the lighting right. There you can see him. They should have had some type of light piping, because with that helmet on, you can just barely see it. Wow. And speaking of head and helmet, he has this yellow stripe down the middle, and I guess it's done okay. Sorry, it could be done a little bit better on these little side pieces. So we're going to take his head and see what type of articulation it has, and he can look up that far, if that's far at all, just the hair. And they can't look down. He's looking down into his robot chest. His chin is banging the chest. And take his head, full 360 out of that. Feels like a ball joint, I'm not sure. He can wobble it just a little bit. Coming to his arm, he can get it up this far. It's like on an angle right here. Get it to 360. It will 360. Though this backpack is right here. See, you can unhinge the backpack if you wanted to. The wings backpack. The wings, like that. I just did it, and they peg right into these holes right there. And lock in securely. Coming to his bicep, he has a bicep swivel, and it's very, very tight. Come to his elbow, he has a double hinge elbow bend. I'm sure we'll be transforming that. And then it's hollowed out right here, which means the hand folds into there, just like that. And also, it also means there is no wrist articulation. Whenever those hands fold up right there, there is no wrist articulation. Coming down to his waist, let's see if he can, oh, his waist 360 and the wings spin around and clear his waist, which is great. Coming to his thighs, I see these panels right here, which will probably be used in transformation. Get his leg up this far, into the reverse, back this far. I guess you can unhinge the wings and get it back this far, which is amazing. Coming back to the front, he has an upper thigh swivel. I see it, and it is super stiff on that little hinge right there. And to his knee, I did that by accident. He can get his knee up this far, and I'm sure there's no thigh cut to speak of. And let's see if his foot will rock to accommodate a wider stance for Astrotrain. Now, to Astrotrain's accessories. He has 5 accessories. We already checked them out briefly. He has these 2 dual guns. Oops. These 2 mirror images of each other guns, which we've never seen him with. Only difference is the peg is on this side, outside of this gun, and this gun. So we're going to put in his hands respectively. Left and right. I'm going to call them left and right guns. And Astrotrain can dual wield these guns. And I wish, like, it make more sense for the guns to be black, but I kind of wish they'd be purple because this G1 gun was purple. At least one set of them be purple. But die, Autobot scum. Okay, and also real quick, I wish they had worked in a Decepticon logo in here, a small one or something on his chest. I might stick one on there myself. But yeah, his chest kind of looks naked without the Decepticon logo, or on his shoulder or something. I know he got a ton of molding in detail, but they stuck one on Ape Face, so they could have did this guy. On to his next set of guns. These 2 giant blasters. One is a Gatling gun, and I don't know, is this one like a grenade launcher? Get these in his hands. And it's pretty much the same thing, just different guns. So, but these actually look cooler. I mean, they look way cool. Look at them coming at the camera. A lot cooler. And see if these things merge, because they usually do. Yep, we got one giant G1 Astrotrain type cannon. And man, he finna hurt somebody with that thing. Look at that. Doof, doof. And then there's this thing, which is, I don't know, missile pod. And you can put it in the hand, or let's try it on his forearm. In his forearm, and he can launch missiles. Let's see, it's probably oh man, it's hard to get out. It probably merges. Yep, and it merges with the gun, so you can do that. And you know, and I'm never a fan of all this connect and play and stuff, but it's cool that you can do it. And on to his cold car, and it's just a box. Okay. Yeah, it goes like this, but it rolls on both sides. It actually rolls better on this side, but I think in train mode it's intended to roll like that. And this thing transforms into a mini base, a launch pad, or whatever else you can imagine. You simply unfold it, and this is it, and it's not sitting down flush. And I don't think it sits down flush. And you can put it like this, and you can articulate it like that. And it connects to different play sets and different figures, and I'll get to that. But anyway, back to Astrotrain, and I'm going to try to get Astrotrain transformed right now. All right, I stopped to lift the camera tripod up, so hopefully I can keep this thing in view during transformation. So anyway, I'm going to get started. Going to take his hands and fold them into his forearms like this. They go underneath, and oddly enough, not into the inner wrist like most Transformers. Then I'm going to take his forearm and, okay, I'm going to rotate his forearm and bring it around, because he has a tab here and a port here, and tab that into there. Then let's bring it back, unhinge it, and bring it up to the top of his head like this. Same thing on this side, rotate it. Then tab it to the tab. Alright, won't you tap? Okay, there it is. And then this little hinge just came loose very easily, which may be a problem. And like this, and oh, we got that wrong. Oh, sits out like this. On top of his head like this, where this little purple piece matches this purple piece. Same thing on this side. And you know what? I'm going to turn his head around. The way his head's not showing in his other mode. Turn his head. You don't have to turn his head around. I'm turning his head around. Now I'm unhinge this whole backpack piece, bring it up to here. And he has a space here and a tab there on both sides to get that in there. If I could just, and up here also, he has some little tabs. Alright, I'll worry about that in a second. Take these little flaps right here, fold them right here and here, coming down to his legs. Well, first we're going to start with his feet. Disconnect his feet, turn him around. He has a peg right here and a port right here. It snaps in firmly. Same thing on this side. Unhinge it, just swing it straight to the back. And then we come to the inner thigh. And wait, we're gonna unhinge the shell on his legs, and they come up higher. I don't think we snap them in yet, but they come up higher, and that's real stiff. Then we come to the train parts inside, and we are going to rotate this if I can. Oh, doing it the wrong way. Rotates out, and inside the leg is part of the train. Rotate that out. Same thing on this side. Spin it underneath. Take that out. Now we need to turn it over, so I guess so we can see the train parts come together. And just snap this piece together like that. Take this part, bring it on back here like that. It's a lot of tabs, and you can hear it snapping in as I move it. And give it a squeeze. And we have the front of the train. So then we come to this part, and I think we bring this around now. Not sure. Bring these tracks around, and we just fold this down. Just like the G1. I mean, exactly like the G1. It just comes down. Just a lot more articulation going on. And there's a little peg right there that sticks in the front part. I can just get it on both sides. And I seem to have stressed my toy, or either it was stressed coming out of the box. I don't know. Then you take these wings, and there's a little slot here and a slot inside the inner wing right there, and that goes in there to secure it in this mode. And you take the booster. I might should have did these boosters first. You open this up. You bring these down, and right here tabs over this little part right here. Like that. You just close that up. And I probably could have this tabbed a little bit better, but I just wanted to get it transformed first. And here is the transformation. And wait, okay, this front of the engine comes down because these wheels are up too high, and it snaps and locks into place to meet these other wheels, which I probably need to get locked in better. Give me 1 second. Okay, I got them all tabbed in. He rolls pretty good on my surface, little plastic wheels, little train wheels. I see all of the wheels moving. This one's not moving that good, and this side's not. Oh, there we go. Let's see. All right, all the wheels are moving, and he has 6 wheels on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 wheels on each side that all roll, which is pretty cool. And it's kind of loose. Look at it, it's kind of loose. And he looks pretty good. And I can't believe, I don't even know how this piece got stressed right here. Man, that's bugging me. I wonder if it was like that out of the box. Anybody else figure stress right here? Maybe something I did a transformation. This piece just folds over. And I really don't see how I could stress it. I really don't. That's kind of curious. I wonder if that was like that in the package. So he has a lot of great molded in detail. The length of the train, where the wheels go. I mean, this looks amazing. Amazing. He has 2 little windows where the conductor would sit, and the piping down the side. It's very well painted. It looks like separate pieces. It looks amazing. Going over and around. That looks great. Coming to the front of the train is not tabbed together so well. And I think that's pretty much the most you can get out of it. But it still looks good. The flat black looks good. Decepticon logo's there. He needed one of those on his chest, just like that. And the equal opposite of the other side looks really good. And you can see the boosters from the shuttle mode in the back. Looks good and rolls good. Then you can take the coal car, and I keep wanting to turn it this way because this kind of looks like charcoal on the top. Even though the coal car carries like different types of fuel depending on which train it is. So plug that right in there, and here you have it. It's even longer, and I don't think I like the look of this. It kind of takes it away from looking like a train once you add this because it's bigger. And I think the conductor quarters thing should have stuck up as high as this. And that would have been cool. Or maybe this should have been more purple and not gray. Then it has wheels on both sides, and you can't turn it over because if you do, your hand go right under. I wonder why does it rotate? It must have something to do with the base mode or something. I don't know. And it rolls better on this side too when it rolls. But yeah, that is Astrotrain in its train mode, and I really like it. Here we have Earthrise / Siege Astrotrain Next Generation 1 Vintage Astrotrain. Check them out on the rotisserie as they go round and around. Alright, turning Astrotrain over, taking a look down here. Only really thing giving this guy away as a transformer in this mode is his head turned around and maybe this hollow point. But they did a good job of hiding the robot parts in this mode. I mean, you can see his chest, but you gotta kind of already know it's the chest to know it's the chest. So that's a pretty good job of hiding his robot parts in this mode. But to move on to Astrotrain's transformation to shuttle mode, which is my favorite mode, just because I like things that fly. Open these wings up. And we're halfway there. Rotate these train wheels up. Straight up to the top. Hope I'm doing that right because it's popping. Come back around here. We're going to separate the legs. Right here. And rotate. We're going to collapse this. And rotate the nose of the shuttle out, which looks sweet. Oh, I guess I got to separate it. Put away the front of the train. Bring it back together. Now it doesn't want to go together. I bring it back together, and that cone of the train looks awesome. I'll bring these legs back where they were. Why don't you go back where you were? And snap it back in. Fold these parts down. Both sides. There's a peg right there and peg right there. Maybe that's what happened. When I pulled it out, maybe it pulled against this and stressed it. You might want to be aware of that, like with grapple. When you unpeg grapple, yeah, look, I see it on the outer side. Little stress mark. So the front of the shuttle is done and looks gorgeous. And oh, you gotta untap this, untap that on both sides, and then unfold this part. And maybe I could just squeeze it in there. Yep, I just squeeze it in there instead of backing it up. So this is, wait, wings not tabbed in right here. Oh, they just sit in there, don't actually tab. So this is Astrotrain's shuttle mode. Which, man, from here is a 10 out of 10. It's beautiful. But back here, look at all this broken up space. And then the tail fin is kind of too small. I don't think I got mine down right. But oh well. But it's like the tail fin is too small, which is it's weird. It's kind of bugging me. But anyway, let's take a look at it. Like I said, the front of the shuttle is gorgeous. Looks sweet. And I'm not sure if a real shuttle is this bulky, but it can easily pass for robotic armor plating, which is cool. You can see these little bits here that kind of don't give away the train mode. One thing about train mode is the piping. And then you got to know that that's what it is anyway. And again, when you come back here, the wings are gorgeous. I just realized the wings are all purple plastic and the gray is paint. And he has 2 Decepticon logos right here. But this part right here is kind of hard to get over. Side view, it's not so bad from the side. Back view. And let's see the bottom. And the bottom, the tracks are hanging out right here. But the robot mode is completely gone from the bottom, which is cool. I really like this. I really do. But this is kind of, this is a mess right here, man. It seemed like they should have had the cold car. They should have designed it differently and sort of had this double as like a shell for this. Like, you know, but have it with the tail fin can come up through here and maybe design it different, because it's looking like somebody just detached a piece. And I think they missed an opportunity right here, and maybe they wanted it to be this way, but I mean, it just looks all broken up. And if I'm an Autobot and I'm firing at this guy, you just like, this is the weakness, and you can just see smoke and stuff coming out. Right there, man. That's the weakest part of the armor, because this is heavily armored with the weathering and all that. But yeah, I do like it. It's just nowhere near as good as it should have been. I do like the shuttle mode, the front, and man, that's all cool. I love that. I can see myself as a kid, as an adult. You know what? Eventually, after I get done making this video, I'm gonna fly this guy around. Jettison some weight, or I'll never make it back to Cybertron. As far as features and articulation in this mode, I just think the wings can bend upwards just like the Generation 1. And that's pretty much it. He doesn't have any open-end storage compartments or anything like that. And pretty much what you see is what you get. He has the cartoon look right here on the side of the shuttle, where on the G1 it was a sticker. And again, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think I got that tail fin sitting right. Oh yeah, I don't have this tabbed in on the side right there. I see it. I see it. All right, well, it didn't help much, but I didn't have it tabbed in. But this is his shuttle mode, and you can put all the weapons on him. And yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, it doesn't look right. I mean, if you're playing with it or whatever, it's probably cool shooting down Autobots in your imagination. And this little pod thing was plugged here, you know, and he can do that. I might as well put the last one on. And you know what? Let's get the whole blast effect, blast off type thing. I don't have enough of these to have the matching ones. And you can do that. Have them blasting through space and gunning down Autobots at the same time. There you go. In this mode, I already had it on transform. You transform this and lay it down, and when a box, as far as I can see, you just let this part up. You let this part up, open this little base part up. This is like a connector, connects to other toys, and you set the shuttle right here. And this is your launching base mode, which is like, yeah, because I looked at it, and I looked at the box, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the box. Maybe it comes a little bit forward, but yeah, that's it. I thought it was something cooler than that, and yeah, I'm gonna put this down, and I'm gonna bring this up. We're gonna do it like this, because it's my toy. And we're gonna put him on here like this, which I think looks better. Cause I mean, I don't know, it just looks a little bit more functional to me. Or even, all right, close this whole thing up. And it still won't sit right. Well, that sits better. Close this whole thing up. And maybe bring the shuttle in like this, or I don't know, like that. I don't know. Just it's a little bit weird. I thought this was gonna be a lot better. I thought it was gonna like look like a serious, for real launch pad or something. Maybe okay, something I never do in my reviews because I don't care for it personally, but people watching my reviews might want to see it, and they might deserve to see it. You can connect these, like, you can take this and connect it to Titans Return Triptychon, Metroplex, and Fortress Maximus as well. I think Blaster, Titan Return Blaster. Like, they just connect right here. And I think this is a play or a take on the Micro Masters connecting play bases, so you can build up a different base, I guess, for your Titan Masters and what are the Battle Masters or something, and just do different things with it, and they can go from here to here, except for they run right into this damn port. They shouldn't have been there in the first place. And even a little thing on grapple, it can actually, okay, well, I don't see where on this will work connect, but he has a little port right here thing that can connect and work in different things, so all the little sets can come together. Does Hoist have it? Yeah, Hoist has it too. Let's just get it off. Come on, Hoist. You're embarrassing me in front of the people watching the review. Okay, you take this off and this little thing. I guess you can put them in like a same little port, and you can connect all the little bases and figures and build a little city or play set however you want to. All right, normally I don't transform back on camera because it's a waste of film, because this is just a reverse of what's already been done. But this guy is super simple to go back. Just open this part up, bring the leg straight down, no rotating of anything, untab his feet. Yeah, I thought I just told him it was simple. Both sides, they're stiff. Bring his feet around, click them into place, and we are halfway done. Unhinge the wing portion, bring it down, bring this down to the back, bring his arms down, flip these waist pieces down, fold this under into his chest, put that in there, and I didn't have to turn the head, but I turned the head. Bring his arms down, they lock on the sides, and rotate his hands around and out, and we are done. So I guess if you're transforming it, I think it's best to go from robot mode to shuttle mode. I know that now because it's super simple, and then it makes it easier to switch straight from that mode to the train mode. So that is Astrotrain all transformed. And okay, let's run them down. Here's Leader Class Astrotrain next to Leader Class Megatron from Combiner Wars. And here is Leader Class Soundwave from Titans Return next to Leader Class Astrotrain. And here is Leader Class Thundercracker from Combiner Wars. See? I'm not kidding you. And now here he is next to Generation 1 Astrotrain, where he can feel like a big bot. Okay, to sum it all up, I don't recommend this figure because of the price, and solely because of the price. It had a few issues, a little difficult to tab in some places, not as bad as grapple, but I had like a stress issue. I think that was because of the tabbing. You watch the video, you tell me. And only the price keeps me from recommending this figure, and I'm going to discuss it in a bonus review at the end of this video, so you can either hang around and watch that, or you can end it right here, because this has been another episode of George Reviews, the reviews where every toy has a story. Thank you. Okay, everybody, welcome to the bonus review, and you got to kind of forgive the mess I got in front of you guys. I got a whole bunch of stuff out because I wanted to talk about Hasbro and Takara classing these figures and the price point. And they seem to know which figures to put at the higher price point, like, you know, like I would want to say must-have characters or characters that are very important to the Transformers lore. And anyway, I want to start by talking about Astrotrain and how he is a leader class figure because he comes with a cold car and a few weapons. Get the weapons out here. And he comes with this extra. Now right behind him is Ultra Magnus. He's a parts former. He comes with different things. His armor turns into the trailer, which you can understand because he was a parts former in the G1, and it makes sense. Now he is bigger than Astrotrain, and you can say, well, he's wearing the extra parts. Well, I can say the extra parts are being used. With Astrotrain, I'm not going to use this. I used it for the review, but I'm not going to use this. I'm going to display him with one blaster, that one. And all of this I don't need. I don't need any of this. It doesn't even put. This doesn't even pull off the launch pad or the other stuff at all, unless you plan on building little cities. And like I said, they could have put this in a separate package. Now then again, now he's shrunken from this down to this, and I get it. He's wearing extra parts, but this and the Power of the Primes line was a leader class figure, and his trailer turns all the way into his armor. So let's get these guys side by side. And again, forgive the mess. I just brought everything out just to try to get to this point. But these guys, same classification, and basically the trailer does the same thing. And you got a much bigger and I think better looking bot form, at least from the front. So we've gone from this to this, now to this. Which bugs the hell out of me. This guy is not leader class. You could keep all this shit and knock 20 plus bucks off my price. I don't need it. I kind of let it slide with Ultra Magnus because, I mean, it's Ultra Magnus. And again, they do it to the characters they know that we want to put into our collection. You know, I don't think they would do this mess with like a hoist or a grapple, and because no one's going to buy it. But Ultra Magnus is like in the leadership core of the Autobots. He's arguably number 2 or 3 guy in rankings in Autobot command. So yeah, it went from this to this, now to this. They're shrinking their product, which I don't like. And then I got Jetfire out here because he's the new commander class, and they gave us this class, and it was like, okay, they're going bigger and better. But with the other guys, they came back and they regressed. So, and I want to bring out this Optimus Prime right here. This is Combiner Wars Optimus Prime. And in Combiner Wars, he was the Voyager class figure. Voyager class Optimus Prime. Then when we got to Siege, this is Voyager class Optimus Prime. And again, they're shrinking the figure. Then we come to Earthrise, Transformers Earthrise. And this is Optimus Prime. And these are pretty much identical. And they made him a leader class figure by giving him a hollow ass trailer. And I mean, it is hollow. So they put 20 plus bucks right here. And he really, I mean, you can't do anything with this. And I guess I'm speaking from an adult collector, and my review is for adults. Or maybe a kid can play with this. But one of my sons is 8, finna be 9. The other one is 4, about to be 5. It'll be 5 in 2 days, as a matter of fact. I'm not gonna buy him a $50 set. Like, he has this one, and it pained me to get him this one at 30 bucks, but I'm not gonna buy him a $50 set. I don't know who's buying their kids the $50 set. You know, and I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there, but not this guy. So yeah, they're I think they're bullshitting us with the scaling. I know this is Astrotrain's bonus review, but I'm breaking it down here because it's really pissing me off. Then here is Cliff Jumper, which they made him a what is this classification? a deluxe class. And here is Bumblebee, a legendary class figure. And I spoke about it in Cliff Jumper's review. And look what they're doing. I mean, he's a little bit bigger, yeah. But they're shrinking him down and slapping the same price tag on him. And within one class, both of these guys are deluxe class figures. Deluxe class grapple and deluxe class wheeljack. And I do understand these guys were two different sizes. But they're making sure if they got to make one guy bigger to make up in the same price scale to keep the scaling down, they come up with something like this. So all three of these guys are in the same class, which I guess this is the average. So when they got to go big, they're going to hit us with a toy like this to make up the money because they had to go a little bit bigger and they shrink the figure. And no one had a gun in my head to buy these guys. You know, I'm a collector and this is my hobby. It's my passion. So I know I'm out buying them and that's on me. But I wouldn't recommend to anybody else. You know, I have my days where I'm just, you know, out maybe feeling bummed out or something, have a little bit of cash in my pocket. And, you know, I buy these toys sometimes to make myself feel better or you know, just to get some excitement out of my day. Like, oh, I found it. You know, the hunt, the thrill of the hunt, to find toys. But, man, unless you're very passionate about it, be careful buying these toys. And don't just spend your money, throw your money at Hasbro Takara, because a lot of these toys wind up going on clearance. And again, I would not recommend this guy at this price. I was gonna put it back. Actually, I had Starscream from Earthrise, and I saw I had too much money in my buggy, and I put Starscream back, and I kind of regret it. I do love Astrotrain. I just don't love it at that price. You know, the shuttle mode was but he looks great. He looks great with these guys. Stacks up good with these guys. Looks good next to Optimus. Wait, move this out. Well, I guess it doesn't matter which Optimus because he was in Siege line and Earthrise. But yeah, and I'm gonna make a point about A-Face. I forgot. Oh, I was gonna talk about A-Face and Shockwave. I think it was. Figures falling down. Now Shockwave. In order to make Shockwave, this is the worst leader class figure in history. I have never use this shit outside of the review. I'm sorry. I think it's cool what they did, but the price wasn't cool. It gave us something different with Shockwave. Imagine something different, but they could have just left him as the gun. Even though he becomes the gun, in two different modes he becomes the gun, but they could have left it as a gun. But anyway, I want to bring up the point, all this kibble, and he has a lot of kibble on his back. He has this, the wings, and this shoulder piece, which is a lot of kibble. But I don't see with this the 20, I guess with all the plastic, the $20 price difference. But for me, when you get down to the bare figure and you put these guys side by side, A-Face is by far the better value. I mean, man, and it's cool that it's Shockwave, but he was supposed to be big. They're supposed to make him big as this Ultra Magnus. And I'm talking about with the basic transformation, not with all this. I mean, who actually uses this? Man, I tell you. But this has been my short, well, maybe not even short, bonus review for Astrotrain. And I was going to make a separate video, but I decided to squeeze it all in. And just to tell you why this guy is not, and these other guys are not, leader class figures. Thank you for hanging around for the bonus review. Enjoy the rest of your day.